Hello, my name is Mariana, and today this is a reading for Cancer. So, Cancer, I'm doing a reading as usual with my own tarot deck, so the cards that you'll see are from this deck. Um, so, Cancer, you have a very philosophical reading today, um, and there's a lot that is going on in your mind, but it all starts with one question. And I feel like there is this desire to explore the possibilities that could come with the question. And it's beautiful because I feel like you're not anxious to find an answer for the question. You are willing to experiment with what this path of searching and seeking is going to bring you, because it starts with an open question, perhaps. And the interesting thing about this reading today is that I feel like this question, it's it goes through a phase of growing during the day, and then flowering during the night, and then the next day it starts all over again. It's almost like the biggest insight comes during the night, but then you have to keep up. It's almost like you have to, your mind, your human mind needs to be brought up to speed in a sense. But I feel like it does, which is very interesting, and you're up for it, you're ready to go. So it's very abstract, to the point that it's not giving me a sense of an area of your life, really. It's just talking about your life path in general, and the journey that is about to unfold for you. But as I said, it starts with a question. And this Knight of Swords was talking about this light bulb moment. And so it's interesting because although this and the Knight of Wands, being the two fastest knights, among the four, the way that I was seeing this Knight of Swords today for you, Cancer, is very still, very open, like, ears wide open to listen to this question, to receive this question. So I feel like there's something that you are, and it's interesting because it's not also talking about like doing some research or actively reading something, or looking after the question. It's almost like you are in this stillness before the movement begins. Because as I said, it's almost like there is this process that occurs during the span of one day, that it starts to brew in you, it starts to grow in you, because this question that starts to, it's like this light bulb moment that goes on in your mind, and when you have found the question, or when you have found the way, or like this hook, right, to follow, or this nudge to follow. Because the Three of Wands was talking about, what is this question, what is this interesting thing that is capturing your attention and capturing your desire. The three, to me, you know this already, or you might not know this, but the threes to me are all about co-creation. But this one, specifically the Three of Wands, was talking about the question that it's starting to come up, or interesting, starting to come alive. It's actually talking about the potential, the question that is potentially forming on how to co-create, or what to co-create, or what is the path to co-creation. So in a sense, there is something that is calling you forward, but there's also something that is needing to be grounded first. So the Four of Pentacles coming after this Three of Wands, it's showing me that the stillness that you're in the beginning is actually very important, so that you have the energy in a sense, or that you it's almost like you have to reflect upon it. You have to use your sixth sense to reflect upon the idea that is coming through your mind. Because although this is talking about something that is calling you forward, the Four of Pentacles is pretty much talking about staying. And so there is a little bit of a contrast here. But you know, traditionally the Three of Wands is an energy that is coming towards you instead of you going to it. But here it's funny because it's not either one of these options. It's not like, you know, you have to stay eternally waiting for something to come to you, or you have to go because the thing that is going to answer your question is somewhere. It's almost like a kind of meeting in the middle type of thing. But before you move, it's important to ground yourself, because the way that I'm seeing the Four of Pentacles here for you, Cancer, is a pot where you're going to plant a seed. So it's a very small type of connection to the earth. So it might be, you know, literally a plant pot where you're going to plant a seed, or it could be just like a small environment. It doesn't need to be, you know, a large portion of an open space. It's interesting because it's like the smaller this space is, the more you're going to feel grounded, or the more you will have knowledge in a sense to how to see the whole picture that is giving you this feeling of feeling solid, feeling stable, feeling grounded. Because the Ace of Wands coming next, this is your part in this collaboration, in this co-creation of the Three of Wands. So yes, it starts with an idea, and maybe this is the sparkle that you feel like is co-creation. So it starts with a question. Co-creation starts with a question. But before you pounce, before you go, before you plunge into it, there's something about the necessity to, or the importance, maybe not the necessity, but just the importance of grounding yourself and nurturing this desire, nurturing this. It's almost like this burning impulse that is going to make you move. At some point you are going to move, because the question is going to become clearer and clearer and clearer. But the part in which you keep yourself in one position, ground yourself, and plant this desire. So it's almost like here, Cancer, you are receiving the nudge. You are receiving what to do, where to go, what is this, why am I receiving this question, what am I supposed to do with this question, and you know, basically what am I supposed to co-create. And the Ace of Wands is talking about the initiative that needs to be planted in solid ground. Because the moment, there's something about the moment that you go, this needs to be there. It's like, maybe it's because, you know, you won't be back for some time, but the initiative needs to stay where you are. Maybe because it's going to inspire others to find the same question, or to find the same inspiration to co-create also. And it's not something that you're doing so that others follow your footsteps, really. It's just something about this this nourishment of the space that you're in. It's like, okay, so that's the thing. It's like you're leaving a gift where you have been, you know, finding your stability, finding your grounds. And before you leave, plant this seed that is going to also spark this a desire, or this initiative of co-creation. where you are or where you have been for a long time. So before this departure, plant this fire, plant this seed of intention. That's the thing, the seed of intention. It's important that you leave this as, maybe a thank you message, or like just in honor of the place that, has welcomed you and received you and opened itself to you. But this is all, as I said, going through a day, right? It's almost like it starts very early on, and you receive this insight or this epiphany, and you know that there is this preparation that needs to happen before you go. But the moment that you go to sleep, because the moon card is here, so the desire is pretty much alive and on, right? You have planted this desire. This is the intention that you're setting and leaving where you are so that you can go. The moment that you fall asleep, this is when you are, in a sense, calibrating your insight. Because here, it's like you're ready and open to receive. Your ears are wide open. Your mind is wide open. You're not, that's the thing. It's like you're not making any abrupt movement. You're not pouncing without doing this preparation. And I feel like this preparation of, it's almost like tidying up the place where you have been gathering the nutrients, in a sense, for this question to be formulated or for you to receive this question. So the moment that you use your intuition, your sixth sense, your ability to perceive what is unconsciously being given with this question, this is the moment that your flower, in a sense, your seed, is blooming. So the intention that you plant during the day flourishes during the night. And it's reminding me of a specific flower that I don't know the name in English. In Portuguese, it's called Dama da Noite, which would be something like Dame of the Night or something like that, Lady of the Night. But it's a specific flower that only blooms during the night. And this is how I'm seeing it. It's like, that's the reason why it's important that the moment that you receive the question, you prepare this terrain, you prepare this environment that you have been in, waiting for the question, or like meeting the question in the middle it's like this groundwork is important. And it's important because at night, at some point, your intuition is going to make this spark, make this bloom, make this intention grow to the point that you will have the signal, in a sense, of, what you need to do the next day. Because here, after the moon, is the Page of Swords and the Fool card. So it's very subtle, but actually the difference here between the Page and the Fool is, leaving the minor arcana, going to the major arcana. It's the same energy, just the frequency is different. It's like stepping up a level or being upgraded, or it's like changing an octave, right? It's like if you have been playing in this core card type of minor arcana octave of your reality, and you have been actively taking care and tending to the land, tending to the 3D, tending to this material reality, your intention is going to be met by this co-creative spirit, co-creative energy, co-creative spark. But it is only possible when you nurture this spark, right? It's like this is your side of the equation. This is your contribution. This is what starts with you, and you're going to be met, right, along the way. But you need to do some preparation before you leave, because here is the preparation complete. during the night, it's interesting. It's like kind of like a dream work. It's what makes this flower bloom and bloom for the space. It's like this is your contribution to the place that you have been at, waiting for this question to come to you. The moment that it comes, you know that you need to leave something, right, as a thank you note for the place itself. And that is the intention of what you're going to do next. So it's like this willingness, this openness, this desire, this hunger for more, this thirst for what's to come. And I feel like that is the seed that blooms in your dreams, or, in your unconscious or in your intuition, that signals to you the moment that this flower blooms. This is when you're going to have this it's like this spark in your mind. So you start off with the night. The night is it's almost like the night is a lot more guarded in this case in comparison to the page. The page is a little bit more free, or in a sense, it's carrying a lighter load. And that's the reason why it can go from the page to the Fool, right? It's like here you had, maybe because you were, doing this groundwork, you needed to be, it's like you were on duty, essentially. You were on duty. So you had things to do in this material level that were keeping you still, in a sense, right? So in order for you to release all of this shield, or all of the, the armor, it's like this happens when you plant the seed. It's like that is actually what is, it's interesting because the way that I'm seeing it, it's like a flower blooming in your heart, and the more it grows, the more everything else comes off you, right? It's almost like all of this armor is disarmored because of this blooming of this flower, of the intention, of the desire, of this thirst to go after what you see is already brewing inside of you. And so the armor is no longer needed. Your duty is complete. And the next day you're ready. It's almost like you're free as a kid. You are back to your innocent self, your curious self that is, it's like that holds no attachments. It's like there is just this desire to explore, this desire to go on an adventure. And this is when the innocence transcends from the page to the Fool. It's like the innocence is what is taking you to this higher octave, so that you can finally go, so that you can finally, explore this new journey, this new path. And so I feel like if it starts with an open question, with you not determining what you want to know or what you need to know, but rather just being receptive to receive it, I feel like it continues as an open path. The shift that occurs is that there is a moment that when your work here in this place is done, your duty is complete, and now it's time to go. Now it's time to continue with this new leg of the journey of, maybe it's something that is completely new. Maybe it's something that you have never experienced, that you have never lived. But either way, it's like your intuition is granting you like this, it's like this blank slate type of mind that wants to be filled with interesting experiences and novelty and new encounters and new stories, which is very adequate for and appropriate for a new year, right? Because it's almost like this year is this journey ahead of whatever you want to discover, whatever you want to explore. So it seems like there is an open path and a very clear one for you, Cancer. And what you're going to do with it, what you're going to co-create, I feel like it's still to be seen and still to be uncovered and revealed and experienced and explored. But it feels very freeing. It feels very light. It feels very exciting, right? The excitement brewing in you. So I am going to pull more cards for you, Cancer, and I am going to pull from the astrological runes as well. So if you want to join me in the extended, I'll be very happy to see you. You can find the link down below. If not, I'll see you next time. Okay, bye.